Oh yeah, welcome back to the Twisted T2, baby. And we are here. We thank you for stopping by. In case you missed it, yesterday we were talking about a young lady who was dating a 21-year-old male who wanted, well, that lady to cook like his mom, clean like his mom, be like his mom. So, if you want to hear what happened in that episode, feel free to click the buttons and check it out. Today, though, we're getting into something a little bit more serious, and I will say that this might touch some people, be a little sensitive in topics to some people, all right? Not physically touch them, but it might actually hurt them a little bit on the inside after listening to this. So, without further ado, we're diving right in. Now, this person wants to know if they are overreacting because their husband may be expecting too much. Let's see. Hi, this is a throwaway. My husband is a heavy Reddit user. In fact, it's a good chance he will see this anyway. Oh well. Those are always good. That's always funny. And I say that because those that are those heavy Reddit users and they go back and forth, man, and they're in these relationships and the wives find, or whomever finds fancy ways to post this stuff so they know they go see it. And she kind of just wants him to see it so she can probably know so he can read how she feels, because clearly she's probably addressed it and isn't getting much out of it. Now the world's gonna know. Okay? Oh, this person's already apologizing because there's a lot of text, which means this is gonna get good. My husband, 35-year-old male, and I'm a 34-year-old female. We've been together for 13 years, married for 7, and have 2 kids. Okay? 3 and 8 months. 2 boys. I work a weird schedule as a EMS. Sundays, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Tuesdays, 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. Thursdays, 11 p.m. to Friday, 6 p.m. Damn, that's a long day. All right. I used to work Monday overnight, but I traded it in for Sunday days after the second baby. I tried to get rid of the Thursday overnight, but I was unable. It happens, okay? My shift is finally changing to all days in about a month. Husband has been unemployed since I went back to work from maternity leave in November. All right, just to give you all some context, okay? This was put up probably, I don't know, I think it said 15 days ago. Yeah, 15 days ago. So this was put up 15 days ago. That means that in February, this was posted, and he's been out of work since November. He quit his job because he was miserable. I supported that. You shouldn't have supported that. And the reason why is because, well, I get that he's not happy and he's going to work, but, at the end of the day, he still got to provide. He still needs to help and contribute to this household. So you supporting that at the wrong time, unless he was quitting and already had another job lined up, well, you shouldn't have supported that. You should have told him, hey, man, just keep your stuff lined up so that we'll be okay. Now, he is finally working a bit from home part-time, but the financial stress has taken a toll. Of course, that was my point. Plus, he is a slob, and I end up doing about 85% of the housework. I'm also primary parent when I am home. Needless to say, I have a lot of resentment built up. I'm sure he would disagree with me taking more on, but this is the fact. Even his parents noticed it, and they tell me all the time, ask for help because they see he slacks. And they probably know that they raised a slob that's lazy. So they're like, oh shit, he's a lazy slob. We need to help or he's going to lose it all. Right? Reading that first, just reading into that paragraph right quick. You having to do 85% of the work while working your full-time job, being that primary parent when you're at home. I am not surprised that you have a lot of resentment built up. I'm not surprised at all. Okay? Especially when you feel as though he's not contributing at home or financially. Every time you see him, your blood boils. I just feel like he hates our kids. That is not good. He ships them off to his parents when I work, unless the weather is bad. He don't want to deal with them kids. There's a lot of issues, but he's always angry and yelling. It feels hostile in my house. The 3-year-old gets scared and says we need to throw daddy away. That tells you a lot, actually. I suspected PPD, for those who don't know, postpartum depression, and he started meds and therapy, but very low doses. And somehow his therapy appointments went from every week to bi-weekly to once a month. Not enough. He gets mad when I suggest he goes more. He probably doesn't like talking about his feelings. I don't know what to do. Am I overreacting? Am I crazy? Is this the end of my marriage? Oh, here's the text messages. This must be where it gets good. Blank woke up. Now they are both very upset. Blank has got to stop sleeping in our room. He needs to start falling asleep in his own bed. This is too much for me. I was willing to put him there. You said don't worry. So that must be the wife putting that in. I was willing to put him there and you said don't worry about it. They need to change their sleeping habits. Both of them. Every Thursday night is hell for me. Every week. I hate it. These Velcro kids are so attached to you. I need help from you with these kids not sleeping in our bed every night. It has to end. This is ridiculous now. Both kids are sobbing. And I hate feeding Blank bottles. He's a terrible eater. I have to feed him with a syringe or dump milk down the drain. He blank or milk down the drain. With the syringe or dump milk down the drain. He can't even eat 2 damn ounces. Okay, well, my schedule is changing, so I don't know. It's hard for me. I think I set up these habits. You think I set up these habits on purpose? They both want snuggles before bed. I can't be in 2 places at once. Blank never usually has a problem with bringing him to his bed. I will do that from now on, even if you say not to worry about it. Husband writes, it was a mistake to say yes tonight. Blank finally fell back asleep. I feel like you're upset with me about this specifically. I know they are so attached to me. I don't know what I'm supposed to feel bad about or not, but I don't. I love my babies. And you ain't supposed to feel bad about them being attached to you. Honestly, if he wasn't being such a poop bag, they might be attached to him. But the fact of the matter is, the way that he's showing himself and the way that he treats them, they don't even really want to be around him. It just so happens that at the end of the night, when you're not there, they know that he's there and they're like, all right, well, it's daddy. I guess it's okay. But this isn't good and it's not healthy, honestly. Almost every week this happens. And there's pretty much nothing more frustrating to me. They get used to a routine 6 days a week. Then Thursday night comes and everything gets messed up. What will Blank do when he starts sleeping in his crib? ? They both need to get used to it. Life is filled with... We won't be able to click and see what the rest of that says, but we know what life is filled with. Lemons. But I think that you don't see... But the wife writes, I think what you don't see is you get frustrated 1 night a week. 6 nights a week, it would be me dealing with the frustrations. Valid point. Wife, a valid point. I'm not upset with you specifically, but I am getting beyond frustrated on Thursday nights. I am incapable of I am incapable of heating a bottle fast enough for blank. I'm afraid to go to bed. I know as soon as I begin to drift off, blank will wake up crying. It never fails. I didn't start doing this for funsies. I did it out of a necessity. I was trying to help blank go to sleep, and blank would be crying. So I would end up bringing him into the room with me. Eventually, it was easier to do it that way. There is literally nothing I can do about the bottle thing. It would be both of us dealing with frustrations because we're a team. Both of us have very poor sleeping habits currently. Yo, bro, you just had a new baby. Let's be honest, okay? Because, listening to this, somebody needs to smack that cat, all right? Because your sleeping habits after having a baby are out the window. And to be completely honest with your dumb ass, most of the stuff that you want to do is out the window. So you're just being a selfish little girl about this. Your wife is really right now holding it down while you over here whining the whole time. Okay? You say that, but if so, then why was I always having to grab the baby from the bassinet in the beginning while trying to put the other one to sleep in his own room? I'm not trying to be a jerk. This all happens because I was doing so much on my own early on. You were almost always watching a game right at bedtime, and I felt bad when you had to pause it because you seemed frustrated. That's right, selfish piece of shit. So, now we have to just accept it, question mark? Of course not. I'm willing to make changes if it helps. But you have to either accept this is how it is, or you have to accept that you will have to allow your games to be interrupted. Interesting. I said we're your team. Why wouldn't I help? Fuck the stupid ass games. Oh, now it's bleep the games, right? Because you in the moment you don't want to do it, and now you care to help. Psh. Okay. Can you at least acknowledge why I have felt desperate? I'm not trying to be snarky, by the way. I just don't feel great. Do I need to apologize for watching basketball games 2 months ago? Question mark. I don't feel great either. I feel defeated and invalidated. Well, brother, man, let's be honest. Okay, you complaining about your kids, which you busted a nut to have, right? You had all the fun making them, no fun afterwards. Pull it together. And number two, you ain't even got a job. All right? So you got no job. You ain't helping with these kids, and all you doing is complaining. Okay, yeah, you do need to apologize. I grabbed Taco Bell on the way in. I was so hungry, even after my snack. And for once, it must not have been prepped right. I meant physically. But anyway, I feel a bit frustrated that you can't acknowledge why I feel desperate. I am not asking for an apology. I'm asking for you to see me, to see how I run myself ragged every day and night, trying to do all that I do. I am trying to keep my boys happy, and that includes you. Stop worrying about husband. Stop worrying about me. The kids require enough attention as it is, and I need to be able to take care of myself by myself. Oh, okay. This is interesting. See, again, I don't think he's enjoying the lifestyle that he's created, which is why he's so miserable. And I think he does want to be by himself. Just saying. And I always end up making someone unhappy. So I found an easier solution. Let the boys cuddle in bed with me. Then everyone settled. After all, falling asleep, it seems perfect. You can have your moment of peace while the boys and I get their cuddles, and I don't have to lean on the bleeping floor. Oh, hold up. There's more. On the floor. You say that, but I can't. If you are unhappy, then the whole mood of the house gets affected. Why would I want an unhappy husband? You know, this wife does make a valid point. Look, one mood can change and affect the whole house. That is true. Let's blank a bigger bed. Let's buy a bigger bed. Then I can just snuggle with him there. Just please don't ask me to start this change tomorrow night. I am so tired on Friday nights, too tired to start a new routine. And the husband writes, I don't want to hear it then if I'm watching the game after everybody is brushed and dressed for bed. If there's nothing going on, didn't this motherfucker just say, look, didn't he just say bleep the game? I know he said it. I heard him. He said, forget them games. But now, I don't want to hear a thing after the game's on and them boys is ready for bed. Bro, you sound a little suspect. There's nothing going on and we're not working on the routine, then I think I should be able to watch. My biggest problem is feeling totally powerless here. I guess it's 3 against 1, which is fair, but poopy for me. No, it's not 3 against 1, bro. Because what you're not understanding is they're going off of your energy, okay? They're going off of your energy. And what you're putting out is pretty much what you're getting back right now. The wife writes, wait, so you're actually mad at the idea that I'm not starting tomorrow night after work? And mind you, remember, she's working from like 7 a.m. to 6. She's working from one night to the next day's night, basically. So I get it. She's tired. How is it 3 against 1? What the? It isn't anyone against anyone. What an odd thing to say. Husband, I'm saying ahead of time, if I watch the game tomorrow night, I don't want to hear about how I'm the reason for the routine. The wife was losing it at this point. I don't give a if you watch the game. Husband, it's 3 against 1 because I'm the only one in the house that is for this night routine isn't working for. Yo, bro, you don't have a job, man. Like you working part-time, bro. Like the sad part to this is you truly ain't helping, right? You just causing more of a mess and a friction in this. Okay, it's not 3 against 1 because of this night routine, right? Because if you went and you actually tried to lay with your child, talk to your 3-year-old child and get them to sleep in the bed and show them, this stuff might not be going on. But I don't think you have. And you have left it all to your wife. So unfortunately, well, with you leaving all of this stuff to your wife, man, shit, her plate's full. The wife writes, I am working a long shift. You can't ask this kind of thing of me. Husband writes, I'm not asking, nor do I expect it. Okay. He just expects to sit on his ass and watch the game. I am willing to uproot the routine for your benefit. It's not 3 verse 1. Husband, but clearly you think me and my basketball watching is the reason why the night routines is the way it is. I don't think that's what she said. She writes, that is hurtful to say, and it makes me feel like my efforts aren't being noticed. You think your game watching has absolutely no impact? ? Husband, it's just my benefit. It's not just my benefit, it's the kids. She wrote, the kids are fine. Little one has no problem staying in bed once he's there. And blank is a baby, again, 3 months old. He isn't going nowhere and sleeps half the time anyway. But I will make these changes to make it easier. I don't care. Ooh, these two. this is a long conversation she put up. He writes, if they're fine, then bleep it. Keep the routine as is. Seems to work fine for everyone else except on Thursdays. The wife writes, you are being aggressive. She wrote, spell check, but it's you are being aggressive. You want me to answer my question. Do you really think your game watching has no impact? Also, keep in mind, when I put in for my schedule, I will be putting in to abolish all my night shifts. So this isn't even gonna last anyway. He writes, I guess it does. So I'll stop watching sports then to make you happy so you can't hold it over my head. Here goes the child in him. Like, listen, man, let's be honest, okay? I like sports just like everybody else, but the truth of the matter is, the games, you can tape them, all right? You can watch them the next day. They always re-air. And I guess the real interesting part is who the fuck won anyway? So you could just watch Sports Center. I'm just saying. I'm not holding anything over your head. This is me explaining why I started the habit in the first place and wanting you to acknowledge it. Husband writes, well, bleed me then. It's my fault. Just like everything else that goes wrong is somehow my fault. She writes, I want you to acknowledge that we both have played parts in this and it's not just me. See how I explain that is the both of us, and you jump to the dramatic of an assumption that I'm blaming you solely. Mature. Now, I agree, he definitely needs to mature, but he ain't there yet because his parents be picking up all the slack. You should go to sleep. I can't wait for the night shift to be over so I don't need to expect angry text from you. That's not cool. Even though we have both played a part in this. How am I explaining it? Wait, wow. Oh, wow, hold on. Mature, you should go to sleep. I can't wait for the night shift to be over so that I don't have to get these angry texts from you. Even though I have done everything in my power to change my schedule to benefit our family and had no power over this shift, you still have been nothing but unsupportive. Bitching for years about it. You have no idea how much it hurts my feelings when this happens. I seriously feel completely unsupported by you with my schedule, despite me having done my best to change it. On my way home, we got to figure out the problem. I am getting pissed with this. Nothing is changing. He needs to detach from you. So-and-so and I are both awake. Are both awake now. I was up later than I wanted to. Be trying to take care of things to make it easier for you. Bleeping bull sugar. I got not enough sleep and now I'm alone with the kids all day. Yesterday I was exhausted. So mad right now. Bleep. Ugh. This is absolutely ridiculous, and I'm sorry if you're angry. The wife, this saying that. This is absolutely ridiculous, and I'm sorry if you are angry. But calling me, as you know, I'm just getting into work. For it not to be an emergency, if I've ever done something like that to you, it would have been a whole fight. There is no problem. He's a baby. He is a breastfed 8-month-old. You can't ask me to detach. How mean? You know what? That's right. He needs all that succulent booby milk. Okay? Don't you dare deprive that child of that succulent booby milk. Asshole. I even fed and changed his poop this morning to try and help out. He had fallen back asleep before I left. I can't control anything past that. No, you can't. And even the fact that you got it right, you did it to try to help out. It's like, bro, come on. Your husband is an interesting piece of work. Now, after reading all of these text messages. All right, I want you all to put in the comments what you think about this loser and what I think before I get into the comments below. Is very simple, okay? Now, there are people out there that do go through that postpartum depression, right? And if he was going through that, then he should, seek a little help. But a lot of it, I feel like he's mad at himself because he's not doing the things that he feels like he needs to be doing as a man, okay? As a person with a family, I don't think he's doing the things he needs to be doing, and he feels that. Now, what do I know? But knowing that, he's going to take that out on you because majority of people out there, the majority of them, they always want to find an scapegoat. Not many people are going to be able to step back and look within oneself and reflect on stuff and be like, you know what? This is how it's going to be for a couple months, for a couple of years, but it'll change, right? These hard times that you all are going through right now with these kids, it's not going to last forever. But you know what it is? The relationship. You see, it's either going to be good or bad. And the messed up part to this is your 3-year-old is at a very prime time in their life where they're taking in all that extra aggression that you're pushing off on them, and they're taking in how you all deal with each other. So if you're treating each other like shit, best believe it's being watched. And that young child will eventually figure out a way to push that off too. So I suggest you all get on the same page, have these conversations away from the kids, but for the father, bro, you need to get your head out your ass, okay? And when you do get your head out your ass, go and apologize to everybody in that house for your shitty ass attitude. Because the truth of the matter is, if you was being a real man about this, we wouldn't listen to you bitch about your own children. All right? It's only going to be like this temporarily. And if you don't understand that, then I pray and hope she don't have no more kids with your dumb ass. Okay? I honestly hope you don't get touched ever again. Because if you were to bring somebody else into this world, we're questioning it. Just based off of the shit we read, you piece of shit. Now, let's get into the comments. Is he really complaining that he has to take the time out to bond with his child? Yeah, he is. That's right. Oh, yeah. And he's unemployed. That's right. People's elbow. I had difficulty getting past the third screenshot because by that point, I was truly disturbed with how your husband spoke about your children. I wouldn't accept someone that I was dating to speak about my child like this. There's no way I would stand for the father to even be speaking like this. I don't care how frustrated he is. His wording is beyond disturbing. You are 100% right. You were right. You were right. Because I'm not seeing, we're not reading the love in that, right? Like, he don't care about them kids like he say he do. It's going to come out and show soon. Don't worry. Like, the stuff you're seeing now, you wait. It's going to be more. I hope he sees the post, you and me both, to see all the comments of what a little itch he is. And that he is hardly adding value. Sorry for you. Your dude sucks ass. We agree. Oh yeah, right underneath that it says, right, this mother bleeper hasn't worked for months and he's itching about sleep. To the woman doing 99% of the heavy lifting in our family. Yo, he's dead weight, all right? Your life will be easier without him. Another classic case of the husband becoming an additional helpless child, not a partner. Yo, I'm gonna be honest with you. This happens between moms. It happens between dads. Yo, it happens. It does happen. And it's sad. And you want to know why kids are growing up messed up, right? I know we had a crack epidemic, and then we had the opioid epidemic, and then we got shit like this. So, this guy's unemployed and dumping everything on you. Plus, scaring your babies with his unwanted anger. Unwarranted anger. Honestly, kick him out. Tell him to get his stuff together. This is so toxic. That's why I said good at wine, right? It is toxic. Because this is going to play a part on them kids later. And that's the unfortunate part. Okay? Whew. I hope this piece of poop sees this thread. He sounds just like my dad, who I haven't spoke to nor seen for 4 beautiful, peaceful years. Everything that made him upset or inconvenienced was a deterrent. And if you didn't fix it, you didn't care or want to validate his feelings. Meanwhile, you tried to put any amount of blame on both parties, which included him. It was always, I'm so the bad guy. I'm always the bad guy, right? Or fine, it's my fault. Just like a little toddler. Now, what value is he adding to your life? Yeah, there's a certain point when the kids should be in their own beds. Absolutely right. But it sounds like, now, fun fact, okay? There is a point that the kids should be in your bed. And I know most people want to put the kids in the bed as early as possible. They try to get them in there, right away. But studies have shown, okay, that as messy as it is, studies have shown that kids whom sleep with their parents, they're a little happier. They are, because what? Because when the kids sleep on their own, right, and they wake up in the middle of the night, there's the fear factor, right? Because of everything they've seen, everything they've done. So they wake up and the fear of everything is coming back, right? So they wake up crying, they wake up scared. So when they're with their parent, that fear factor goes away, right? And it actually makes a bigger impact on the kids' mental for later. But hey, look, right? What do I know? I mean, it may also add more of that clinginess, but this is just what studies have shown over the last few years. Now, getting back to this. In their own beds, yes. It is like it was, but it sounds like it's more necessary than anything due to a lack of support. And also, they're little. The more you cuddle and bond with your babies earlier, the better it is for their development. And it's true. It was true. Man, throw that whole, you wrote whole man, but let's be honest, he just like them kids, right? Throw that kid out. Not your kids, but your husband. Throw him out. You got enough issues with the two kids. Your 3-year-old is scared of his father. Your toddler is so upset with the father's behavior that he wants to throw daddy away. If that doesn't make you realize something isn't right, then I don't know what will. You're right. You're right. You're right. Because, yeah, this is more concerning to me. That's right. Because at 3 years old, when you're saying y'all want to throw daddy away, it's because you constantly feel a certain way. His unemployment on top of this behavior, leave. You're doing it all anyway. Why wait around hoping that he's going to change? If he's speaking about the children in this manner, it's a red flags are enough for me. It is, and here's what I will say, because, we know that this is a mess. Ask his parents for help. Ask them to take their son off your hands. It's true. Your child is scared of your husband. That should be enough to leave. Not to mention how he talks about you and the kids and how unreasonable he is being about a single night with his own kids. I've been on disability since last March, becoming a stay-at-home dad for my toddler while my wife worked. I know anything and everything that comes to my child, and she always needs one of us with her when she goes down for the night. I take advantage of it, all of it, because soon they'll be too old for it. He's missing out. I'm sorry you're dealing with a husband who doesn't seem to value family. And you're right, and it's sad. And we're gonna read one more review. I'm gonna give you my final thoughts, kind of like Jerry's final thoughts. Y'all don't know Jerry Springer? Used to watch that. Jerry was the man. Jerry. So I'm going to give you my final thoughts very shortly, okay? After this last comment. So it says, all the while I was reading that, I thought this man had a job and was complaining about one night that you worked late and that he needs to sleep for work, but the kids don't settle. All in all, he hates his kids. The way he talks about them is disgusting. And it's no surprise the kids don't settle when he's the one taking care of them. They know their father isn't a nice person towards them. It's true. Your husband's a lazy, slobbing, dead weight. That's right. All right. So, no, lady, you're not overreacting. You're not overreacting based off just what we've read in the comments, right? We do hope that he sees this. We do hope that you can find a way to pull it all together and save yourself in this. Ask those parents for help, right? You didn't mention your parents, so I'm not sure if your parents aren't so close. But start finding a way to slowly pull away, right? Ask his parents, you know, what they think about why he isn't doing what he's doing, right? And see how much more help they'll be able to give you, in the long run. You know what? Truth be told, scratch that idea. You want to pull away from this family, right? And I get it. If his parents are helping, that's great, right? But at the end of the day, that kind of just leaves him room to be able to come in, be bitter, and still treat them kids like shit. So the unfortunate part to that, and look, I'm not really into breaking up families. You got married, I'm all for working it out and figuring out what needs to be worked out. But there does come a point where, if it's not working, it's not working. And here you all are after the second kid. And this is going to be really hard on you, but it'll be a lot less stressful in the next 5 years, 6 years. A little harder to explain to those kids, but truth be told, like everybody else is telling you, you called this a throwaway. I think it's time to throw it away, right? He may come around when he gets a job to treat you better and act better, but then again, you don't know. And it's a question of whether or not you're willing to even put that time in to give him that chance after he really doesn't like these kids. Because he's showing it. The love that he's supposed to have for them, he don't have. And he might just be going through that postpartum stress, but at the end of the day, right? If he's not going to do what he needs to do and he's going to be dead weight, it just means that it's going to show them how to be shit as they grow up. And you need to ask yourself if that's something that you're going to want to deal with and or continue to deal with through the rest of this. Because it'll be the same thing when they get 15 and now they got to go to their sporting events or they need to go to this and that, seeing how all he does is watch basketball. You don't think them kids is going to want to play? They might not, because they're going to be like, bleep daddy, he sucks. We don't want to do nothing he likes. Mama, you like cooking? I like cooking. So who knows? But it's definitely not going to go so well. So we wish you the best. For those of you leaving comments, please feel free to drop one in the box. Let her know what she should do. All right. Thank you for tuning into another episode of the Twisted Tea 2. Well, where we out here reading these Reddits to you. All right. Remember, keep your head on a swivel. Not everybody out there is for your best interests. All right. Go ahead, enjoy the day, and peace out.